What's good, YouTube? It's Nods, and we back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course. We're gonna keep going every day, but I was scrolling on Twitter because there's obviously no TikTok for right now. Recording this on Sunday, but I was seeing that Scottie Pippen's name was coming up a lot. So let's just cover his career, I guess. Because lately, Scottie's been getting bad reps ever since The Last Dance for real, but he did have a pretty, not even say pretty, he had a great career, successful career. Let's just get into it. In his rookie season, the 1988 season, he averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, 0.7 blocks, 1 steal per game. And obviously, the stats in his rookie season are not going to be up there because Michael Jordan was still playing that isolation ball from Doug Collins' system, as we seen in The Last Dance. It was really when Phil Jackson got to town where Scottie got to thrive and be the number one or the number two option. In the second season, the 1989 season, he averaged 14.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 0.8 blocks per game, 2 steals. And we're going to see throughout these next couple seasons of Scottie becoming this two-way threat and Scottie becoming a way better playmaker with the ball in his hands, because whatever Phil Jackson was on, not even say whatever, we know what he was doing, the triangle offense, it helped fit Scottie's game dramatically. And obviously having a talent like Michael Jordan helps too. But during these seasons, these last 2 seasons, the Bulls couldn't get it done because they couldn't beat the bad boy Pistons. But we all know that would change. In the 1990 season, Scottie Pippen stepped up his production a whole lot. He averaged 16.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, 1 block per game, 2.5 steals per game. And we all know Scottie Pippen's one of the best defenders of all time. I don't even need to argue with that, or I shouldn't have to argue with anyone about that, because it's a full-blown fact. And we're seeing that if Scottie Pippen was in today's game, he's locking down a lot of players. Let's keep it a buck. Even though they're faster, yes, but Scottie found a way to adapt to anything that was going on. But in the 1991 season, when they first got their first championship, Scottie averaged basically 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, 1 block per game, and 2.5 steals per game. And Scottie Pippen helping out so much. This led to the Bulls obviously winning the championship. He got tougher this season. They built up muscle, as we saw in The Last Dance again. Him and Michael Jordan became leaders of this team. Like, we're not going to back down. And that's what they didn't do. What they did do. In the 1992 season, Scottie stepped up his production again. He averaged 21 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7 assists. We see the playmaking, of course, getting better. He averaged a block per game, 2 steals per game. And the knock on Scottie was, or it still is, that he was the second option, bro. You're not winning without Michael Jordan. And in seasons to come, we're going to see that Scottie was putting up the same numbers without Michael Jordan and still having the Bulls in playoff contention. In the 1993 season, Scottie averaged 18.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, 0.9 blocks per game, and 2 steals per game. You see the block numbers went down, but he's still putting up 2 steals per game, which a lot of old defensive players are not putting up 2 steals per game, and Scottie's doing it. But in Scottie Pippen's first season without Michael Jordan, he averaged 22 points, 8.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, with 0.8 blocks per game and 3 steals per game. And he was all NBA first team selection without Michael Jordan. So the knock on, or whoever said Scottie Pippen couldn't be a number 1 option, is just fucking stupid. And this season, they were the top 3 seed. They lost to the Knicks. But in the playoff run, Scottie Pippen was selfish at times, don't get me wrong, but Scottie Pippen is also one of the most unselfish players when it came to playing basketball, and we see that in his contract too. He was one of the lowest paid players. He was one of the lowest paid players in the NBA when he was a top 5 player in the league, which is fucking ridiculous. That would never happen in today's society. Nobody's letting it happen. In the 1994-1995 season, Scottie averaged 21.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists with .7. Yeah, with 1 block per game and 3 steals per game. And this was the season where Michael Jordan came back mid-season, helped out the Bulls. They lost to the Magic this season. Nothing really happened. And then the next season, when Jordan was back for good, Scottie averaged 19.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. We all know they were with .7 blocks per game and 2 steals per game. We all know they were three-peats, so there's no reason to even talk about that. In the 1996-1997 season, Scottie averaged 20 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists with .5 blocks per game, 2 steals per game. In the 1997-1998 season, Scottie averaged 19 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. No, 5 rebounds and 5.5 assists. His last season on the Bulls, and he got the contract they deserved. In the 1998-1999 season, Scottie averaged 14.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And nothing really happened in Houston. He would eventually go to Portland, where he would carve out the rest of his 4 seasons, where he came back to the Bulls for 1 season. But in the 1999-2000 season, Scottie averaged 12.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists with 1.5 steals per game. They made the conference finals that season. If you don't know, that was Scottie Pippen guarding Kobe Bryant on that ISO where Kobe crossed him, threw the lob to Shaq. But hey, man, in 2000-2001 season, Scottie averaged 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists with 1.5 steals per game. 2001-2002 season, Scottie averaged 10.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists with 1.5 steals per game again. And the 2002-2003 season, his last season, putting up productive numbers. He averaged 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists with 1.5 steals per game. We notice a pattern. His whole career, he averaged above 1 steal per game, and that's a really crazy number to say. In the 2003-2004 season, Scottie averaged 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, 0.9 steals per game. So I guess it wasn't his whole entire career because of the last season in Chicago, but he was basically old at that time. Scottie Pippen's accolades, y'all probably heard them before. He's a 6-time champion. He's a 7-time All-Star in 1990, 1992, and 1997. All-Star Game MVP in 1994. 3-time All-NBA first-team selection in 1994 and 1996. That being one of the seasons where Jordan was going. If you had any doubts, 2-time All-NBA second team in 1992 and 1997. 2-time All-NBA third team in 1993 and 1998. 8-time All-NBA 8-time All-Defensive first team in 1992 and 1999. 2-time All-Defensive second team. He led the league in steals in 1995. He was on the anniversary team, obviously, the 50th team and the 75th team. And in his career, he had 18,940 points, 7,494 rebounds, and 6,135 assists. And hey, man, how y'all feel about Scottie down below? Subscribe. Hope you enjoyed.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see some more, there's a video on the left and the video on the right. Click on them.